Welcome to my video. I'm Vinudhi Wahalathanthri and I'm here with my 27th question set from the DBMS question series. So in this video, we are going to answer the questions regarding the database we created in question set 16. So we created a database called ExamMarksDB. So now we are going to answer the questions regarding that database using queries. So these queries are such as insert, update, delete queries, search queries, and join queries and subqueries. So let's see what are the questions we have to answer regarding this question set. So our first question given is, what is the number of students studying in class 11A? So when we consider this question, we can say that it's a select query because we have to find a count and we have to select the students. So now I'm going to use a condition called count over here. So the main objective of this question set is to use the count of students. So let's see what we have to do to answer this question. So I'll be using my HighDSQL software to answer this. So this is my ExamMarksDB database. So I'll begin by giving select all from ExamMarksDB. So that's our database. Dot student table, and I'll execute it. So this is the output we get for this query. And now I'll inner join the tables we need. So first I will inner join the class table. So this is the table we need to execute this query and get the result successfully. So this class table is foreign keyed in the student table class ID column. So this column is equal to the ID in the class table. So now I'll filter this. I'll give a where condition where the class name should be equal to 11A. Now I will remove this star. So this star indicates all, so we only need the count. So therefore I'll give the condition count over here. And now inside these brackets, I'll give gravy essence, and inside those gravy essence, I'll give the index number. So likewise, our query has been completed. Now I will execute this query. Yes, so the answer for our first question is 4. So there are 4 students studying in 11A. So this is the answer for our first question. Let's move on to our second question. Find the number of students who scored between 40 and 90 marks in all subjects in the first term examination. So now we have to find the count of students who have scored between 40 and 90 marks for all the subjects in the first term. So now if we consider this question, we have to inner join 2 tables over here. First, we have to inner join the student table, and next we have to inner join the exam term table. So let's see how I'm going to type this query. So I'll begin by giving select all from ExamMarksDB, so that's our database name, dot student exam mark records, and I'll execute it. Now I will inner join the tables we need. So I'll begin by inner joining our student table, which is foreign keyed in the student exam mark record table. So it's foreign key to the student index number column, and it's equal to the index number in the student table. So next I will inner join the exam term table. It is also foreign keyed in the student exam mark record table. So it's foreign keyed in the exam term ID column in the student exam mark record table, and it's equal to the term ID in the exam table. Now I'll begin to filter it. I'll give a where condition and give the exam term name. Term.term name should be equal to first term. So it's all the subjects, and now I'll give the count. I'll remove the star and I'll give the count condition, and inside that I'll give the student index number. Student.index number. So over here we have to now check the students who have scored between 40 and 90 marks. So for this, I'll be using the between condition. I'll first give the and condition, and student exam mark record dot marks should be between 40 and 90 marks. Okay, and now I'll execute it. So 19 students has scored between 40 and 90 marks in the first term. So this is the answer for our second question. So now our second question is complete. Let's move on to our third question. So in our third question, they are asking what is the number of students appearing in the subject of science in the second term examination out of all the students studying in grade 11. So now they are asking us to find the number of students. So that means the count of students appearing in science in the second term examination. So if we consider this question, we have to inner join the subject table, the student table, and the exam term table. So now let me show y'all how I'm going to type this query. So I'll begin by giving select all from exam marks DB dot student exam mark record, and I'll execute it. Now I will inner join the tables I want. So I'll begin by inner joining the student table. So it's Fahrenheit in the student exam mark record table in the student index number column. And I'll give it's equal to the index number in the student table. So likewise, I will inner join the exam term table as well. So it's also Fahrenheit, the student exam mark record table in the exam term ID column. So this column is equal to term ID in the exam term table. So next I will inner join the subject table. So it's also Fahrenheit in the student exam mark record table. So now I have finished inner joining the tables we need. So now let's begin to filter this. So I'll begin by giving the where clause. So we use this where clause to filter something to get the result. So I'll give where the subject dot subject name should be equal to science, and the exam term should be second term. Exam term dot term name should be equal to second term. Okay, so now over here the question is, what is the number of students appearing in the subject of science in the second term? So now I'll take this and now I will remove this star which indicates all, and I'll take the count. Student index number. Okay, so looks like our query is done. So now let's execute this. So there are 8 students who appeared in the science examination in the second term. So this is the answer for our third question. Let's move on to our fourth question. So our fourth question is, find the following details of 11A class students who scored more than 60 marks in mathematics in the second term examination. So now we have to find the admission number, that means the index number, and the first name, the last name, the mark, and the date of examination. So we need to find the name, the admission number, last name, mark, and the date of examination. So we have to find the students who scored more than 60 marks in maths in the second term. So now let's begin to type this query. So I'll begin by giving select all from exam mark CB dot student exam mark records, and now I'll execute it. Now we have to inner join the tables we need. So we need first the student table. Student, which is inner joined, which is foreign keyed in the student exam mark record table. So likewise, I will inner join the subject table, the exam term table, and the class table. So likewise, I have inner joined the tables we need. So let's begin to filter it by giving the where condition. So I'll give where. First, we'll give the student's class name. So the student is studying in 11A, so we'll give the class name as 11A, and we'll give the subject. The subject dot subject name should be equal to mathematics. And next, I'll give the exam term. The exam term dot term name should be equal to second term. Okay, so likewise, I have filtered it by giving the class name, the subject name, and the term name. Now I should give the marks. So in the question, they're asking to find the details of the student who have scored more than 60. So this is how we are going to type it. So we are going to use these marks. So there are some symbols. So let me show you all. So first I'll give inside gravy essence, marks should be greater than 60. So then I will use this mark. So this mark is used to indicate greater than. So if we want to find less than, we can use this mark. So in this case, we are going to use this mark. Should be greater than 60. So now I'll remove this star which indicates all. Take a separate row. And now I'll type. First we need the student's index number. And next we need the student's first name. Likewise, we need the student's last name as well. And next we need the student's mark from the student exam mark record table. And next we need the student's date of examination. So we'll take it from the exam term table. Okay, so likewise, we have completed our query. So this is how it should look like. So let's begin to execute it. Yes, so this is the answer for our fourth question. So these are the details of the students in 11A and who has scored more than 60 marks for mathematics in the second term. So this is how we write the query for this question. Let's move on to our last question of question set 27. So in our last question, they are asking find the number of students in class 11A who scored more than 60 marks in the science subject in the second term examination. So now we have to find the count of the students in class 11A who scored more than 60 marks in science in the second term examination. So let me show you all how I'm going to type this query. So I'll begin by giving select all from exam marks DB dot student exam mark record. And now I'll execute it. Now I will inner join the tables we need. So first we'll need the student table. First I will inner join the student table, which is foreign keys in the student exam mark record table. Now, likewise, I will inner join the rest of the table. So that means the subject, exam term, and the class table. As I have inner joined the table, so let's begin to filter it. So I'll give the where condition. I'll give where the class. First, I'll give the class. Class name should be equal to 11A. And next, I'll give the subject. Subject name should be equal to science. Next, I'll give the exam term. Exam term name should be equal to second term. And lastly, I'll give the marks. And marks should be greater than 60. And now I'll remove the star and I'll take the count. Okay, so now our query is done. Let's execute it. So this is the answer for our last question in question set 27. So there are 3 students who have scored more than 60 marks in 11A for second term science subject. So now we have completed all our questions. So this is the answer for our first question, and this is the answer for our second question, and this is the answer for our third, and this is for our fourth, and lastly, this is for our fifth. So likewise, we have completed all our questions. So I hope you all understood what I explained. So thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. So I'll be back with a new video. So until then, have a nice day and bye.